VTubers. We either know who they are, have heard of the term before, or genuinely have no idea what I'm talking about. Well, I have an idea for today. Let's explore the concept of VTubers further and understand just how they got to where they are now. So let's start with a question a lot of you might be asking right now, which is, what is a VTuber? Well, a VTuber is actually a mash of two words, virtual YouTuber. These people use computer-generated avatars for content creation online rather than people showing their actual face on a webcam. They can range from simple designs with a young lady with bright pink hair, a young lady with wings, to a little more complicated designs like somebody with tentacles coming out of their mouth. But how did this phenomenon start?
Well, Japan has always been exploring this concept in the early 2010s, including merging the idea with their visual pop star Hatsune Miku. But around November of 2016, a Japanese creator named Kazuna AI released their first video creating a Twitter account, where Kazuna went through the process of making her own Twitter account for her avatar. Kazuna is credited as the first creator to use the term VTuber, and was unique as no other creator had face tracking technology to merge in with their avatar. In February of 2017, the first video had only 72,000 views and the channel had a subscriber count of about 95,000. But within a month, the channel grew by over 300,000 subscribers and more than triple in views, bringing the concept of VTuber to attention. For a while, the concept wasn't as popular as other content outside Japan, but the idea really took off in mid-2020 during the coronavirus pandemic, where viewership for VTubers on Twitch, the live streaming gaming platform, doubled in viewership in comparison to regular streaming. They started out as indie VTubers who worked on their own or had a small team helping them out. But then agencies and companies formed and created a business model with VTubers as the center of attention. Larger companies such as Hololive, Nijisama, and VShojo are currently the main intakes for VTuber content, but there are still plenty of indie VTubers out there that do amazing work on their own. For example, Felcun is an indie VTuber with 400 plus followers, and I was able to ask her a couple of questions about what she does and how she started out as a VTuber. So what made you decide you wanted to be a VTuber instead of a regular streamer? You get a lot more freedom with what you can do as a VTuber, and it also feels a lot safer to be able to be a character rather than just me. How did you come up with the idea for your current model? The model was a collaborative effort between myself and the artist. I had a vague idea of being a demon and having wings and incorporating hunting and chaos. I also provided him some references I like, and from there we came up with the design after multiple iterations. When it came to looking for artists, were there any specific keys you were looking for? I used the same artist as Hero Ages, who I was following/friends with for a few months first. Hero had him on a talk with Hero, and that's what convinced me. I needed someone I could communicate with easily and could bounce ideas off of, and I already knew I liked his work. When you were working with the artist, did your concept have to go through any changes? Most of the changes from start to end came in the form of my artist perfecting how he was drawing specific bits, rather than feedback from me. I only had a few small things I wanted to change at any point, like colors or hair length. When you're live, do you play up any bits or character concepts you have for your character? I like to try to play up the chaos bit, but a lot of how Felcun acts is really just how I act around friends already.
Now, there are still some questions I had after this interview, such as, well, how do VTubers control their models, or what equipment is needed for this career field? So I did a little bit of research, and instead of me explaining it, here's a quick insert from another popular VTuber that explains how they do what they do.
Okay, so VTube Studio and tracking. I use an iPhone for my face tracking. You need the app on the phone, but you also need the app on your computer. If you already have a webcam and you don't want to go out and buy a whole iPhone, because that's what I did, but I also wanted a separate phone because just in case I have to use my personal phone, I can still access it without like fiddling with the phone on my screen and making VTube Studio all weird.
The more I investigated this, the more I started wondering more about the models themselves and just how they're made. Well, it turns out there's a whole business behind this. You have the VTuber artists who make all the models, and the VTuber riggers who set up the models to react with the program for all their head movement and lip syncing. And fortunately, I was able to get an interview with Zikau, who is a VTuber artist and rigger together, and we got to talking more about this concept.
Hi, my name's Zikau, and I'm a VTuber, rigger, and sometimes artist. I've been doing this for about like 2 to 3 years, closer to 2. I first started when the software Live2D got released, and I tried out for a bit, but the software is like so scuffed and it's not working properly. So I gave up, and I picked it back up and learned how to rig it again. And then the VTuber trend happened, and I just transitioned smoothly to helping streamer or like people design the characters and rigging the model. I think I did around 20 to 30 models. The very first one that I took as a commission, I work on as a commission as Nimbus. I think his name is Nimbus Fate now, but he used to goes by Nimbus Incubus. Kistago, I make Hero Ages.
There was another VTuber who, she was the one who actually introduced me to you. Her name is Felcun.
Yeah, that was fun. I actually worked with another artist to make her model. Like, I'm in charge of the rigging, and the other artist is work on the artwork, and I also design the character too. On a technical aspect, definitely you need to know a lot about digital drawing. I use Clip Studio to draw the model like before going into rigging, and then I import the image into Live2D Cubism for the rigging. And then for testing the model, I use VTube Studio.
It's amazing. And this is one of your models that you made yourself?
Oh yeah, this one it is. I use it for demo to demonstrate my skills, I guess, and then I take commission.
And what's your character's name? Or is it just Zikau still?
I don't think I gave him a name, but I got this. First of all, communication. If I had received a request or like a commission from a client, I would like go back and forward with them, discuss what they want for the model, basically to see if they actually have a image in their head of the model to look a certain way, and then I would like design a couple of sketches or draw a few of the concept art first, and then show them to see if it's need improvement. Once the sketches is done, and I would go finalize the design, draw the stuff, and I will prepare the artwork afterward. Before going into rigging, I need to cut the artwork into pieces. The eyes, if I blink, there's a piece of skin behind your eyes. Generally, in normal artwork, it will be empty. So I need to cover that just so I can move certain parts without creating empty spaces. After the artwork is prepared, I will import them into Live2D Cubism, and then I will start the rigging process, export it into VTube Studio and test it out to see if there's bugs. Yeah, it should take a month if I'm not interrupted. But I have a wait list, and sometimes I work on multiple commission, and yes, some of them, like if people are not respond in time, I would like work on some other stuff first. So just in case. I guess what's essential is getting a tablet, like a drawing tablet. It doesn't have to be good. I start really scuffed. My first tablet is practically a whiteboard. It's like it's not doing anything. The hand pressure is like all off. But you need something that you can draw. And if you don't, then you can start with sketchbook. Just practice a lot, and then you will get better.
That's amazing. I appreciate you so much. Where can people find more of you?
You can find me on Twitter at Zikau Alpha, or you can find me on, you know what, that's actually pretty much it. I don't have an online presence.
So where does this leave us? Well, there's a lot more to this concept than I was able to cover in this video. Will VTubing improve in the future? I actually think later on down the line, probably not too far, we'll be able to see VTubers with full body tracking rather than just face tracking. In fact, I even think soon that VTubers will be more popular in mainstream media rather than just being an internet fad. There might even be a part 2 to this video where I talk more about corporate VTubing in comparison to the indie VTubers who work on their own. But for now, I'll leave you guys here. So I hope you have a great day and you have a great idea.